Andrew, manganese content keeps pitching vitality, focus, even ligament magic, like this quiet mineral is the missing switch. Before we swallow that pitch, what is the actual job manganese does in the body, and why do medical sources treat it as a tiny cofactor story instead of a megadose energy story that belongs in every shopping cart?
The real job is enzyme chemistry. Manganese helps power manganese superoxide dismutase in mitochondria, which handles superoxide before oxidative stress spreads. Other manganese-dependent enzymes support carbohydrate metabolism, urea cycle steps, and glycosylation work that helps build connective tissue carbohydrates. That is specific intracellular labor, not a vague vitality dial you turn up with capsules when your meals are already covering the cofactor. If your diet already supplies those cofactor amounts, pouring on more manganese rarely creates a new performance pathway. And for most people, that labor is already funded by food. Whole grains, legumes, nuts, seeds, leafy vegetables, and tea deliver meaningful manganese without a specialty aisle trip. Absorption also tends to fall when intake is already decent, so mixed diets usually maintain adequacy without needing aggressive oral loading. The food pathway is the default. The capsule is the exception you justify with a real gap, not the starting point for every viewer.
Then why do deficiency videos sound so confident about hidden manganese shortages causing fatigue or tendon trouble? How common is frank deficiency on a normal mixed diet? And when would a clinician actually investigate manganese instead of more common explanations like sleep, training load, or broader nutrition gaps?
The realistic best fit attention goes to highly restricted diets that cut grains, legumes, and nuts for long stretches, and to medical contexts that change excretion or exposure. For asymptomatic people already eating those foods, manganese status is rarely the highest yield supplement question. Diet quality still matters a lot. A standalone manganese bottle usually does not earn the same priority as fixing the plate. A 6-week randomized almond trial in adults with obesity shows how food bundles confuse isolate logic. Daily almonds raised manganese intake along with fiber, magnesium, and zinc, and inflammatory cytokines improved versus an isocaloric cookie snack without weight loss. That supports manganese-containing patterns. It does not prove manganese tablets alone drove the cytokine change, so do not translate the snack study into a capsule protocol. Now the boundary marketing skips. Excess manganese can injure the nervous system. The strongest human danger signal is prolonged high exposure, especially inhaled dusts or fumes at work. And people with impaired biliary excretion, including significant liver disease, retain manganese more easily. Ordinary food manganese and concentrated products or industrial air are different exposure classes, so more is not automatically better just because the mineral is essential at low dose.
Shifting to the metabolic pitch, creators also sell manganese like a quiet diabetes shield. If someone eats more manganese-rich foods, should they expect a meaningful drop in type 2 diabetes risk? Or is that stretching observational nutrition data into a personal guarantee it cannot honestly carry?
Here is the fine print. Across more than 270,000 people, each extra milligram of dietary manganese associated with about a 4% lower type 2 diabetes risk, possibly with a nonlinear curve. In UK Biobank, the top intake fifth was not significantly protective for diabetes, and total cardiovascular disease and cardiovascular death were not clearly reduced. Interesting diet association, not a manganese prescription for glucose control or heart protection. Put manganese-rich foods in the diet quality column, not in the medication column. Biomarker chatter needs the same skepticism. A Semen Elements meta-analysis did not find manganese clearly separating infertile men from controls. Prostate cancer serum manganese was not significantly different either. In cervicovaginal lavage research, manganese stayed largely unchanged while iron tracked vaginitis more closely. A specialty manganese number on a panel is not automatically a treatment target or a reason to self-supplement.
What about pregnancy and liver disease? Do those change the manganese decision even when ordinary food sources look healthy? Should someone avoid manganese foods out of fear? Or is the caution really about excess exposure and unsupervised high-dose products that change the exposure class?
Zoom out to the food system for one beat. A large microbial inoculant meta-analysis found soil microbes can raise several essential crop metals and reduce toxic cadmium and lead, with manganese among metals that can sometimes be decoupled from toxic co-transport. That reinforces manganese as part of nutritious crops and agricultural safety, not as a reason for consumers to stack isolate powders at home. Reset expectations with a broader supplement posture. Xi notes evidence quality varies widely across products, and routine multivitamins have not been shown to extend life or reliably prevent cancer, heart disease, or diabetes. Manganese can appear on those labels, so ingredient presence is not the same thing as manganese-proven disease prevention for an individual viewer.
If I improve my diet with manganese-containing foods, how should I judge whether it helped? Should I expect a 2-week symptom flip, chase a specialty lab printout, or just score the change as better diet quality without waiting for a manganese-specific miracle that the evidence does not promise?
If a bottle still tempts you, use supplement realism. Store products may differ from study materials, and supplements can interact with medications or matter before surgery. People with liver disease, pregnancy questions, or workplace metal exposure should ask a clinician before concentrated manganese, especially after videos that treat higher intake as automatically smarter or more vital. Keep one clean sentence for the comments section. Manganese is an enzyme cofactor your meals usually cover. Use food patterns for adequacy, treat diabetes and biomarker claims as soft and mixed, and reserve urgency for excess exposure or clinician-guided special cases. Not for another Vitality capsule sold as essential theater today.